September 2025. A classified document appeared on a Pentagon table stamped NGAD F-47 contract awarded. That one signature marked the end of an era. Overnight, every fifth-generation fighter went from cutting-edge to outdated metal. The craziest part? It's not because they're slow or weak. It's because the battlefield they were built for doesn't exist anymore. The Quiet Revolution. It started quietly with no massive announcement or flashy unveiling. The Air Force called it Next Generation Air Dominance, or NGAD, a program so secret that even pilots cleared for F-35 missions weren't told what was really happening behind the hangar doors at Edwards Air Force Base. For years, defense insiders whispered about a new kind of fighter, one that could outthink, outmaneuver, and outkill anything in the sky. They said it would make stealth look like camouflage from the Stone Age. But when the news broke in 2025, it hit harder than anyone expected. The contract didn't go to just one company. It went to a team, a hybrid partnership between Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, both sworn competitors forced to collaborate under one roof. The result was something called the F-47. That name wasn't chosen by accident. The F-22 Raptor once ruled the skies with stealth and speed. The F-35 took that legacy and made it digital, one jet that could fight, spy, and strike in one mission. But the F-47 isn't playing the same game. It's changing the rules entirely. For decades, fighter design was about agility and radar invisibility. But the F-47 introduces a weapon no one can see, not even radar itself. Cognitive AI. This thing can think, not like your phone or a drone following GPS coordinates. We're talking about an onboard neural network that learns mid-battle. It doesn't wait for a pilot's command. It anticipates it. It reads data from satellites, other aircraft, and ground units in milliseconds, making combat decisions faster than a human brain can blink. For the first time in history, the pilot isn't the brain of the jet. He's the backup. That's what makes every fifth-generation fighter instantly obsolete. They were designed for speed, stealth, and precision, not for thought. But the F-47 is built to hide and built to outsmart, and it's not flying alone. It commands an entire ecosystem of drones, satellites, missiles, and decoys, all connected through one AI brain that orchestrates the entire sky. The Great Obsolescence? By 2025, fifth-generation fighters were already showing their age. Upgrades couldn't keep up with the pace of modern warfare. The F-22 fleet, once untouchable, had fewer than 150 operational jets left. The F-35 program, while advanced, was drowning in maintenance costs, with each flight hour costing tens of thousands of dollars. And then came the NGAD announcement. In one move, the Pentagon quietly admitted what no one wanted to say out loud. The F-35 is now a legacy aircraft. The Air Force shifted funding away from it and toward the F-47, marking the first time in decades that the United States publicly declared a generation obsolete while it was still in service. Because the gap between 5th and 6th gen isn't incremental, it's a chasm. Every previous jump in fighter tech, from F-4 to F-16, from F-16 to F-22, was about better engines, tighter stealth, sharper radar. This one is about complete battlefield integration. The F-47 doesn't fly missions, it commands them. It's the nerve center of a digital swarm controlling drones, satellites, missiles, and decoys, all connected through one AI brain that orchestrates the entire sky. You could destroy a dozen of its drones, jam its radar, even blind its sensors, and it would still hunt you down using data fed from other aircraft hundreds of miles away. That's why no fifth-generation fighter can survive against it. Because the F-47 isn't one aircraft, it's an ecosystem. Revolutionary capabilities. If the F-47 is the Air Force's Ghost, then the Navy's F/A-22 is its Shark. Built for the seas, the F/A-XX looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Long, sleek, and nearly invisible to radar, even with weapons mounted externally. Its range is 125% farther than any fighter before it. That means it can launch from an aircraft carrier in the middle of the Pacific and strike a target deep inside mainland China without refueling. Both the F-47 and F/A-22 are optionally manned. They can fly with a pilot or fully autonomous depending on the mission. That flexibility changes everything. No pilot means no G-force limits, no oxygen systems, no canopy weight, and no need to bring the jet home. If it's losing a fight, it can dive straight into a target and detonate, a self-sacrificing strike with surgical precision. In other words, the jet itself becomes the weapon. For the first time ever, both the Air Force and Navy's 6th-gen fighters will carry directed energy weapons, lasers. These are not future tech ideas we used to laugh about. The Navy has already tested ship-mounted laser systems capable of downing drones at light speed. The F/A-20 will take that same tech airborne, using high-output lasers to burn through enemy missiles before they can even get close. The F-47 and F/A-22 will be accompanied by dozens of AI-controlled drones flying alongside, each carrying sensors, decoys, or micro-missiles. Together, they create what's known as a loyal wingman network. One command from the F-47's cockpit can deploy a dozen autonomous fighters to chase, jam, or attack an enemy. In traditional warfare, whoever had the most planes usually won. Now it's about who has the most intelligent ones. These drones can think, decide, and adapt mid-mission. Lose one and the others instantly recalibrate. Lose 10 and the network reroutes itself and keeps fighting. It's self-healing warfare, something no fifth-generation fleet can even begin to match. The global scramble. When the F-47 contract was announced, the rest of the world panicked. The UK, Italy, and Japan immediately doubled down on their Tempest, officially called GCAP, the Global Combat Air Program. The Tempest is Europe's answer to NGAD, a sleek, modular fighter built for the 2030s with advanced AI co-pilots and virtual cockpits projected into the pilot's helmet. But even with all that innovation, it's already playing catch-up. While the F-47's prototypes are test flying in California and Nevada, the Tempest's first flight isn't expected until late 2027. That's a critical gap. And then there's China. Beijing's answer is the J-36, a rumored sixth-generation prototype under the J-20 lineage. China's been testing swarm AI and unmanned fighters for years, but their biggest hurdle isn't tech, it's integration. Their systems rely heavily on satellite data that can be jammed or spoofed by the US or its allies. In a real war scenario, that's like trying to fight blind. To close the gap, China's pouring billions into quantum communication, a secure, unhackable link between aircraft. But the question remains, will they get there in time? Because right now, the US has a lead that can't be erased overnight. Russia, on the other hand, has fallen out of the race entirely. The Su-57 program struggled for years, plagued by engine failures, missing stealth coatings, and sanctions that choked its parts supply. Their proposed Su-75 checkmate was supposed to be a cheaper F-35 rival. Instead, it turned into vaporware with no production timeline. Their sixth-gen prototype is nothing more than computer renders and empty promises. It's a brutal reality. Russia's aerospace industry, once one of the strongest on Earth, is now decades behind. Meanwhile, Western nations are racing to stay relevant. Japan's engineers are merging F-3 tech with Tempest. Germany's working on its own stealth platform, with France called FCAS, the Future Combat Air System. Everyone's scrambling to keep up, spending hundreds of billions just to avoid being left in the dust. The new rules of air combat. For decades, dogfighting was the heart of aerial warfare. Now it's all about who owns the network. The F-47 doesn't just fly, it connects. Every aircraft, satellite, and ground radar becomes a node in a single data web. Shoot one down and the others instantly take its place. It's like trying to destroy the internet by breaking one computer. Traditional air defenses like surface-to-air missile systems or radar towers don't stand a chance. Its stealth signature is so faint that even if you detect it, it's already too late. Thanks to multispectral cloaking, it's invisible not just to radar, but also to infrared. Thermal cameras, heat-seeking missiles, even laser tracking, all useless. In training simulations, a single F-47 has reportedly taken out entire squadrons of fifth-generation jets without ever being seen. That's how far the technology has come. But what really changes warfare isn't the stealth, it's the speed of decision-making. In air combat, milliseconds matter. A human pilot can process maybe 300 pieces of information per second. The F-47's AI can handle millions, cross-referencing data from every drone, missile, and radar feeds simultaneously. So when the jet fires, it's not reacting, it's predicting. And that domination doesn't end in the sky, because this same AI system links directly into ground-based radar and naval defense networks. If a surface ship spots a hostile aircraft, the F-47 already knows its speed, altitude, and direction before it even appears on the fighter's own sensors. That kind of coordination makes human response times look prehistoric. Even refueling and maintenance have been redesigned around this network logic. Instead of waiting for parts or manual updates, the jets communicate with logistics drones and autonomous carriers, sending diagnostics mid-flight. If something needs repair, the AI flags it before the pilot even lands. The scary part is every traditional Air Force is built on human pilots, training programs, and manual control systems. You can't upgrade those overnight. So even if other nations manage to build a similar fighter, they still lack the infrastructure to use it. Because this isn't just about planes, it's about data, software, and a global network that ties it all together. The United States, with its constellation of military satellites and combat cloud systems, already owns that space. That's the advantage no one else can buy. Meanwhile, older fleets like the F-16, Typhoon, and Su-35 rely on line-of-sight communication or limited data links. Against 6th-gen systems, they might as well be flying blind. They can't process battlefield data fast enough, can't react to invisible threats, and can't coordinate with AI assets at scale. That's why traditional air forces, even massive ones, are now effectively obsolete. They're operating in a world that no longer fights by their rules. The strategic earthquake. So who survives this shift? Only a few. The United States, obviously, with its next-generation air dominance, FAXX programs leading the charge. Both are already years ahead, backed by budgets so large that most nations' entire defense spending wouldn't even cover a single year of testing. The UK, Japan, and Italy are fighting to keep pace through GCAP, the Global Combat Air Program. Their next-gen fighter is designed to carry its own drone wingman and use modular weapon pods that can be swapped out mid-mission. If they stay on schedule, it could enter service in the mid-2030s. But staying on schedule in a project like this is easier said than done. Development costs are already soaring, and even partner nations are quietly debating whether they can afford to finish it. France and Germany are pushing their Future Combat Air System, another 6th-generation project promising AI co-pilots and stealth beyond what the Rafale and Eurofighter ever offered. But internal disputes, budget constraints, and overlapping priorities with the EU's defense goals have slowed it down. If they can hold it together, FCAS might reach production by the late 2030s. But by then, America's second-generation NGAD variants will already be flying. Everyone else will be forced to buy or borrow technology from these nations just to stay relevant. For smaller air forces, this creates a brutal new reality. Owning an air fleet used to mean independence, the ability to defend your own skies. Now, it might just mean renting protection from whoever controls the 6th-generation cloud. Because these fighters don't rely on hardware alone, they depend on encrypted global networks, data centers, and satellite constellations that smaller nations simply can't build or maintain on their own. Even if a country could buy an F-47 tomorrow, it wouldn't work at full capability without access to the American data backbone that feeds it live intelligence. So instead of buying planes, nations might soon be subscribing to Airpower. That's the real strategic earthquake. Not who builds the fastest jet, but who controls the invisible web those jets fly in. It's like the shift from owning land to owning the internet. You can have territory, but if someone else controls the network, you're still powerless. Once that web becomes global, it means whoever owns it controls the sky, every sky. The consequences reach far beyond combat. Alliances will shift around whoever provides the most advanced air network access. Countries that once prided themselves on neutrality may have to choose sides just to keep their skies safe. NATO's structure could even change with an alliance divided between members who can access 6th-generation data systems and those who can't. That imbalance could reshape global strategy entirely. Even superpowers like China and Russia are feeling the pressure. China's rumored J-36 program is being rushed to compete, but its AI infrastructure and data fusion technology are still years behind the US. Russia, still struggling to mass-produce its Su-57 fleet, faces an even steeper climb. Without massive investment in AI and space-based communications, both nations risk falling permanently behind. When that happens, the entire balance of power changes. Air parity, the idea that nations can contest the same sky, disappears. From here on out, dominance won't come from numbers or speed, but from connectivity. Whoever commands the network commands the war. So the question isn't which nation builds the next great fighter, it's which one controls the digital sky. Because in the 6th-generation era, air superiority isn't measured in altitude, it's measured in bandwidth. The New World Order. By 2030, the first operational F-47 squadrons are expected to be fully combat-ready. By 2035, the F/A-XX will join them, forming a cross-service hybrid fleet unlike anything seen before. Each jet will be able to command dozens of drones, coordinate missile strikes, jam communications, and deploy AI-generated countermeasures mid-air, all without human input. In essence, every fighter becomes its own miniature army. And when you have hundreds of those armies linked through one global cloud, what you've built isn't just air superiority, it's air supremacy. No one else is even close. China's still testing, Europe's still designing, Russia's still pretending. While the rest of the world scrambles to catch up, the US has already moved on, building the first true machine-driven air force in human history. That's not science fiction anymore. That's 2025. The age of pilots is ending. The age of algorithms has begun, and the skies will never be the same again. For over a century, aerial dominance was measured by speed and stealth. Now it's measured by bandwidth. The F-47 isn't just a fighter, it's the future of warfare. Subscribe for more deep dives into cutting-edge military technology and the innovations reshaping global defense.